Hello, welcome to Salty Smiles, a food show full of smiles. Before we talk about what we're making, let's bring out my special guest, Chili! Hi, Chili. Chili, how have you been? Today we're making bacon kimchi fried rice. It's such a great recipe because bacon is full of flavor, kimchi is full of flavor. Those two ingredients really speak for themselves. We're also going to top this bacon kimchi fried rice with a fried egg. And I have some tips that we're going to talk about later on to make some delicious fried rice. Let's get started on prep. So to make bacon kimchi fried rice, of course you're going to need bacon, kimchi, and leftover rice. Leftover rice is very important. First, let's get some green onions. Yes, green onions. I love to use green onion. You should love to use green onions. 3 green onions. And we are going to chop off the ends, and then we are going to chop the whites and the greens, and we're trying to keep them separate. We're going to cook the whites with the kimchi and the bacon, and we're going to use the greens as a garnish. The next thing we're going to do is slice our bacon. I have 7 strips of bacon here. Lucky number 7. Just take your bacon, this is thick cut, just slice it into strips. How easy is that? The next thing is the kimchi. I have a quart of kimchi here. I'm only going to use a cup of this. You're going to want to drain as much juice as you want out of this kimchi. Once you have drained the kimchi, just take it and slice your kimchi into similar sized pieces like your bacon. Okay, so now that we have our onions chopped, our bacon chopped, and our kimchi chopped, our rice is already cooked. The last few things you're gonna need is sesame oil. Sesame oil is great as a finishing product. Also some sesame seeds for garnish. They taste really good. Let's talk about these. These fun little seaweed pack. Not only are they great as a snack, you can use them as wraps, and we are actually going to use this as a garnish for the kimchi fried rice. And I'm gonna show you guys how to break this up in a second. Now that we have our prep done, let's get started on cooking. Time to start cooking. Let's grab a pan to make this fried rice. I'm going to use a cast iron skillet today, and I'm going to explain why. But first, let me grab my skillet. Cast iron skillet on. We are going to turn on our stove. I'm going to set the stove to a low heat right now. Here's the bacon that we chopped into 1-inch pieces. This is going to go straight into the cold pan. And the reason why we have the bacon in a cold pan on a low heat is that I want to render out as much fat from the bacon as possible, because we're going to use the bacon fat to fry the rice. You can hear it start to sizzle. Bacon. It already smells good. Goodness gracious. Okay. Doesn't everyone have a favorite wooden spoon? I do. This is going to take about 7 to 8 minutes. I'm not looking for crispy bacon. I'm just looking for cooked bacon. Let's talk about our seaweed snack. Grab yourself a little bowl to put the seaweed in, and we're just going to take the seaweed and break it into pieces, just big pieces. It's going to be sprinkled on top of the fried rice at the end. It's so good. It adds this salty, umami, just big flavor. But let's talk about our rice. So this is a quart of cooked rice. We're going to dump it into a vessel, like so. And all we're looking to do now is, it's pretty plump. So if you can see, I'm just breaking it apart with my hands. This is going to ensure that you don't have super clumpy fried rice. And just like that, super easy, I have broken apart all of my old rice. That's tip number 1. Break up your rice while making your fried rice. My fire went out. We're gonna talk about my tip number 2 for delicious fried rice. So, I don't do this all the time, but when I make something like bacon kimchi fried rice, there's a little thing that I like to do to my rice, and I have a secret ingredient. It's delicious, and that is Kewpie. Our dear friend Kewpie. This is mayonnaise, if you don't know, Kewpie mayonnaise. This is mayonnaise and cold rice, and we're going to mix the mayonnaise into the cold rice. So my bacon is right where I want it to be. Just cooked, a little crispy, but not like super crispy. So I'm going to transfer it to this little plate. I have quite a bit of bacon fat in here. I don't want this much bacon fat in here, so I'm going to drain this. I'm gonna drain off this bacon fat. 1/4 cup of fat. But while the pan is off and I have cooked bacon, we're going to take this time to just mix the mayonnaise into the rice so this can be finished for the next step. So this is my secret number 2. Mix some mayonnaise into your rice. I love mayonnaise. Pan back on. Here's another reason why I love using a cast iron skillet to make fried rice. It keeps the heat really well. And we are making this into a crispy fried rice. We're gonna take a little bit more of this bacon fat. We're just gonna put it back into the pan because this is flavor. I'm going to start with my green onion whites straight into the pan. Now we're gonna throw in our kimchi. You're gonna wanna cook your kimchi until it starts to brown. When it starts to brown, you know that it's starting to caramelize and you've gotten most of the moisture out of it, because moisture is the enemy of fried rice. If the fried rice needs a little moisture later, we can just use some kimchi juice from here. The pan is getting dry now. Since it's getting dry, I know that it's good to add my rice. So we're going to add the rice in. I'm going to add just a tiny bit more of this bacon fat, just to have like a layer of fat. And in with the fried rice. In with the rice. Okie dokie, so now I'm going to lift the kimchi and put that directly on top of the rice. And push the rice down and give it a little like nudge. And just let it start crispy. I'm gonna let this cook for like 2 to 3 minutes. I want the bottom of the rice to develop a really good sear, and that's gonna be the crispy. At this point, I'm actually gonna throw back all my bacon. I'm gonna fold that in. I am noticing that it's a little blonde, it's a little light in color, and I want it to be that vibrant kimchi red. This is when I'm going to take a spoon and I'm just going to add bit by bit some kimchi juice just to get it red. If you do this too early, your rice will soak it up and you're gonna have like fried rice soggy soup. But since the rice has had time to cook and crisp up, it can absorb this red liquid, this kimchi juice, much better, and you're not going to end up with soggy fried rice. Salt it to taste. Also, I'm gonna add some black pepper, because why not? I like a lot of pepper on everything. I love chilies. Like chili. Now I'm going to turn this off. I'm going to take the sesame oil. This is the last bit of flavor that we're going to cook into it. We're just going to give this a nice drizzle just around the pan. 1, 2. Oh my gosh. When you put the sesame oil, it really just like takes it to the next level. Going to transfer this there so it can sit while we make our fried egg. Let's go. High heat. We're just making a fried egg. Meow. While my egg is crisping up, I'm going to plate me some fried rice. I got my rice here. My fried egg is done. Finish the bowl with our garnish things. So remember our seaweed from earlier? We're gonna go straight on top, as much as you want. A lot of seaweed. Remember our green onions? That's gonna go on top too. Oh boy. Take my delicious fried egg, put it straight on top. Woo! Finish it with sesame seeds. Bacon kimchi fried rice is ready. Yum! Okay, let's try it.
Perfect.
It's really good. Bacon and kimchi are such a good pairing. This is a killer recipe. So I hope you try out this recipe, and until next time. Thanks for watching Salty Smiles. You made it to the end. Good job! If you could do me a favor and hit that like and subscribe button, don't forget to hit the bell icon. I would super appreciate that, and so would everyone else here at Salty Smiles. Until next time, stay smiling. Bye-bye!